Hello, hello. This is your rambling otter, rambling about Texas, good old Texas. So let's talk in an Australian accent, since I think I have some Australian viewers from time to time. So I'm going to talk like this. Texas at the moment is pretty bad, if you can see on a lot of videos across Twitter or even maybe some on YouTube. People are basically suffering in pretty much in any cold place in the US. It's not just Texas. It's a it's always been an ongoing problem for the richest country in the world, and we can't even help out our own people. And then you see the US having all these wars all over the world, and they're pouring billions and billions of dollars into destroying lives, basically. And for what purpose? What is the U.S. military's like ultimate goal? It's just like, and it's like maddening. It's like, and if you question it, you'll be rated, and hell, you'll probably be killed if they don't like you enough. I am a Air Force brat. My father was in the Air Force, and uh, he it was it was an experience, I guess. I was just born into a military family, and he's since retired. He was retired in like the 80s or the 90s, and it's like I don't know if it's bettered his life or damaged it because he has some issues, but you know, it's not. We're not going to get into that. It's just that I'm trying to say is the military hasn't done any good for me outside of just like financial support from time to time. The military, like for me, just to exist is not worth for like the entire world to be fucking miserable. I don't wish that you have to see me talk inside my fucking disgusting room telling you all these things about feeling bad, but it's just the reality of the situation. And you either take it head on and try to fix it, or you just stand back and watch. And that's usually that's Americans in the American society. They just stand by and watch and see the other suffer, and they're like, "Well, see how you got into that mess. It's not like I could have helped you anyway." But you know, I mean, you see the Portland police in Portland, Oregon. They're guarding bloody rubbish from hungry poor people. They're just trying to get some food. They would rather let people starve and die than just give them the food. There are people paying policemen to guard rubbish from poor people. That is like so dystopian. It's like just, and then you have all this shit about like all the good that Americans want to feel good for, like all those stupid fucking sports, their football and shit. And then, they're pouring so much money into like all this shit, and there are people that are just suffering every day. I see homeless people out here in Florida just fucking standing on the fucking corners, burning to death. I saw something in the news that some non-profit hotels are starting to house homeless people. That's a good thing. But then where does that go? Is it going to be a temporary thing? Or are you going to give these people like a reason to exist? You can't think of homeless people as just like people that aren't real. They don't have places to go. And that doesn't make them any more disvalued than anybody else that's inside a house. Policemen want you to think that they are worthless. Policemen want you to kill them, but that's not right. And policemen are fucked up. And what I'm trying to get at is that society has made you desensitized and made you not feel empathy towards, on people who are in unfortunate situations that beyond their control. they've been put into these situations because they don't have either the intelligence, the financial like situation to be a better person, and they suffer for it. And there's nothing that they can do about it. And it's like that's why there needs to be just something to change about American society, because right now it's just miserable. Even in the news, in New York, lots of people are killing themselves. There was this like bridge, this weird like art bridge. It's just a little tourist trap basically in New York. They had to close it because people kept jumping off it and fucking killing themselves. I think only about 3 people did it that were reported. You never know in this fucking society. You only know shit that's reported until you're like actually fucking there, seeing it for your own very fucking eyes. Seeing someone fucking liquefy as they fucking fall to the fucking ground. And they try to hide it from you. But it's like, that's just the reality of like living in America. You don't talk about like crazy shit. You just fucking watch Masked Singer and Kellyanne Conway's on American Idol. They just want you to watch all this basic baby ass shit. Watch your Star Wars movies, watch your WandaVision, and don't think about all the fucked up shit that's going on, because you don't need to think. Anyway, Texas. What else can I say about Texas? You just can't talk about one state and not fucking throw all the states in there, because then you're just singling it all out. It's not fair. The U.S. isn't made of imaginary we're made of imaginary lines, and people only give a shit about you if you're in like the I don't even fucking how to explain it. It's stupid. It's a society that doesn't want to take accountability for the people in it, because it's like, oh, you're not in my town, you're not in my city, you're not in my part, you didn't grow up where I live, so I don't have to think about you. I just want to sit here and watch The Mandalorian for 20 hours and not be bothered. And I can talk about it on Reddit. I don't want anything to disrupt my little basic nerdy incel life. Let me watch my Star Wars movies. Let me watch Game of Thrones for the 17th time. I promise it will be better. Let me watch all of One Piece. Let me read it all first before I watch it, because the manga isn't done yet. And if I read the manga before I watch the series hasn't caught up yet. So I'm going to be really confused when I start watching it. That's what you sound like to me. You sound like really fucking pathetic losers. Oh, why do I live here? I actually grew up in Europe for a bit, but then we moved here, and then I got molested. Anyway, I'm going to go. I've said too much, and I'm very sad. Good night.